Hi mamas, let's talk about when you should seek out services from a pelvic floor therapist. There is no cookie cutter answer for this, and for everyone it's going to be different. That's the beauty of pelvic floor therapy and therapy in general. There's no one track approach. It depends on the individual and so many personalized factors to determine whether they may need pelvic floor therapy or not. Now, in this section is a questionnaire. Going through that during pregnancy, 6 weeks postpartum, 12 weeks postpartum, 4 months postpartum is great and a good way to check in. How am I doing? Are symptoms arising that I should have addressed, or am I doing good? So based on your results from that can help guide you to when you should reach out for a pelvic floor therapy evaluation. Also, a lot of pelvic floor therapists, including myself, are more than happy to do a free consult over the phone and just talking about what's going on with you and seeing if, yeah, you know what, you probably should come in. You seem really stressed and anxious about this. It seems very disruptive to your day-to-day. You're having a lot of pain. You don't have a clear plan of what you're doing to address that. Those are some indications that I would recommend pelvic floor therapy. Now, other times they do those consults, it's like the mom's kind of got a plan. Things aren't drastically disruptive to their day. They seem to be improving, even though it may be slower than they like. They seem to be improving, and they continue to have this plan of action, or what they're doing is progressively working. Oftentimes with those scenarios, I'll say, you know what, let's wait a little bit. It doesn't sound like you urgently need this. I'm happy to see you, but give it another month, give it another 8 weeks, and then we'll chat and see how you're doing. So bringing it to postpartum, if you've had a perineal tear of stage 3 or stage 4, chances are by about 6 to 8 weeks, you want a pelvic floor evaluation done. That may not be all you need because you may be healing great and doing wonderful, but there are a few things like perineal massage, scar massage, muscle trigger point release that can be really helpful for healing of a perineal tear. The other thing is prolapse. You may not even know you have a prolapse, so you may come to therapy in a little more roundabout way. But if you do know you have a prolapse, I strongly advocate that you advocate for yourself to get a script or a referral for pelvic floor therapy. So there are also a couple things I recommend to all my clients, especially my birth doula clients who I'm working with and my mamas that I see in pregnancy, is that immediately post-birth, now not within the first hours, but within the first couple of days, you should be checking in with your pelvic floor. And the way you should be doing this is through testing out your ability to Kegel and reverse Kegel. Can you pull it up with the exhale and hold it at all? And can you release it and bring it back to neutral? Can you hold it up and can you release it? So I've had moms who have said that they've done this within a few hours after giving birth, and some midwives will have their patients Kegel within hours after giving birth, and I think that's fantastic. It's not necessary, but I would say doing it within the first couple of days. How can I hold? Can I hold? Is it just like a boop? Or is it like I feel nothing? Is it feel really strong? We're gonna run the gamut, and then checking in with it each and every day. This is not done while you're peeing. You are not stopping your stream of pee. You're doing this away from the toilet, probably laying down in bed and seeing, ooh, does it feel nice and strong? Can I hold it? Can I release it? And if you keep coming back to this each day, you start to be more in tune with how your pelvic floor feels postpartum, which is a huge thing. And you're connecting with it and working on building back its strength and coordination postpartum. I offer you a progression for Kegels in postpartum in the exercise and movement section. Take a look there if you want more details about this postnatal, postpartum, early Kegels. It can be really helpful. Otherwise, Last thing I will say is use your intuition as a guide. If something doesn't feel right, you're feeling like you're needing to adjust your daily activities, you're not able to do things you want to do, or you're having to drastically change how you function in your day due to abnormal elimination patterns, intimacy patterns once you return to sexual activity, or you're feeling not supported by your pelvic floor, it can be a great idea to reach out to a pelvic floor therapist for a quick consult or for an evaluation to check out what's going on. I hope you found this helpful, and again, as always, please send questions if any of this feels confusing or unclear of what you should do next. Also, don't forget the self-test that can be really helpful in guiding you to make this decision to reach out to a pelvic floor therapist or to go it on your own for a little bit longer.